Hi there, my name's Chris Cant with Mining Journal, and with me I have Antoine Caté from SRK, and we're discussing the future of exploration. And in this conversation, we're going to talk specifically about analytics and targeting within exploration. Hi, Antoine.
Hi, Chris. Thanks for the opportunity.
Our pleasure. I wanted to ask you about how data and new technologies in general are working with old school techniques, or more traditional. Old school perhaps isn't the kindest way to describe it, but there's a lot of new technology, a lot of data becoming available and being used. Is that making traditional techniques redundant, or is there still a need to have some sort of synergy between the two for success?
It's very much complementary. It's in a sense, data analytics is not a revolution in exploration, it's an innovation. It helps improve our workflows. There are examples. For example, recently we've used data analytics on a very large geochemistry dataset to help find exploration vectors for exploration for a specific deposit type. And it was a lot of combination of the knowledge of the deposit type we're looking for and using examples we had found in the ground to be able to quantitatively find the best elements using data analytics and creating exploration vectors that were a lot superior to what you would have found within the literature or just using knowledge. So it's the combination of both that allows us to get better results yeah.
What does it actually look like? In my head, I'm thinking of explorers or geologists sitting around with data scientists and working interactively. Is it a case of the data scientist applying the algorithm, applying the models, and then going back to geologists, geophysicists for feedback? Or is it a case of the geologists and geophysicists sitting there with their traditional techniques and trying to get some input from the data scientists?
It's a lot of work, back and forth work, and hopefully they're in the same team working together. It's really important to understand what exactly is the question you try to answer. It's really important to understand the data. The geospatial data, geology data has a lot of quirks and issues, challenges that are very specific to the domain, and regular data scientists can't understand. So they have to talk to each other to be able to find, okay, this is the question. And now, what are the tools, the data analytics tools I can use to help answer this question?
Okay. AI, obviously a massive topic at the moment. And I think, we're talking about targeting specifically today. A lot of faith and a lot of hope potentially being the operative word, being placed in AI and predictive targeting. What's actually involved in that process when it comes to the practicalities of exploration? What are some of the parts of AI? Because obviously it's a bigger pool than just that general term suggests. What are the parts that are working, and what are the parts that are potentially still several years away from actually being successful or practically usable for explorers?
So it's like every new technology, there's a lot of buzz around it and overselling it or underselling it. And there are some places where AI is helping us a lot. We have done tests and actually applied it for clients on large image databases, for example, to be able to extract key information, process thousands upon thousands of images. A human couldn't do that in a few hours. AI can do it. Still, it needs quite a bit of quality control, and you have to be aware of what the limitations are before implementing it. But we've also done tests on language processing models to try to extract some types of information, and you can quickly reach the model's limitations at the moment. So it's all about testing what works, what doesn't work, and being very rational about these models, trying to find the limitations and use them within their limitations.
Antoine, that's all we've got time for, but thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks a lot, Chris.